1.5. So that should be about 330, 50. Let's do it. Come on. All right. Welcome if you're joining. Today is simple. Kind of. Not very simple. Doing a warm-up in the beginning with an equal cool down at the end. Running at a fairly easy pace. I think before my next run, this one I'll leave it where it is, but I'll need to tighten up my treadmill a little bit, feeling a little bit loose. Just a little bit of skip in the belt, unfortunately, right now. But if I run smooth, should be okay. After the initial warm-up, see if I can get some heart rate data going. There it is. After the initial warm-up, do some strides, 4 of them, maybe 6, I'll think about it for just a minute. And 20-minute tempo, so I think that's going to be a little bit of exploration, unfortunately. But what I'm going to try to do is guess what tempo I can sustain. Essentially a running version of FTP for cycling, where in cycling a metric is functional threshold power, which is the amount of watts, is what that's measured in. How many watts you can sustain constantly for a complete hour. So I'm going to try to think, and that's like max power. So what I'm going to try to do is think, what pace could I possibly sustain for an hour running, and then I'll do that for 20 minutes. And so that gives me a better gauge of, or better guess of what that speed might be for me right now. I gotta turn that music back on. So the current goal of all the runs I've been doing from a broad perspective, and the training plan I'm on right now for the next, I think, 5 weeks, maybe 4.5 now, or even, how many weeks? Yeah, maybe 4.5 weeks now left, is just to build a aerobic base of miles. Weekly run miles per week. And the plan I'm on, they're not just boring, every mile is the same type of run. Some of the runs have some speed work in there, and some of the runs are just super easy. I think this one right now is definitely one of the faster ones. For anyone who might be joining or is interested in Rouvy, you can currently get the Run Rouvy software for free, and it's in its beta form. All you need is a device that can hook up to it, to your computer or to your tablet, iPad, phone, that has some sort of Bluetooth capability. Treadmills can have that. I have the Run sensor, RUNN, which actually measures the intervals between strips that I have glued to the belt of my treadmill. Or you can get foot pods that you kind of tie up to your sneaker. All different ways to do the same thing. This setup works for me, and some of the equipment I already have, like my watch and my cheaper budget scale with the treadmill and all that. But theoretically, you don't need any of the bells and whistles to train well. All you need is, if you're indoors, a treadmill. If you're running outdoors and the weather isn't an issue, temperature isn't an issue, you run outside. And just a stopwatch to have a sense of intervals. And if you have known distances outside, or just mile per hour paces on your treadmill, then between your simple stopwatch, that's all you need. It's kind of this, I almost want to say new trend, but it's really going back to the old school method of training, but a trend towards stepping back from all the physiological measurements and going back to a sense of what is the demand expected, and just going for the training necessary to get there, having this expectation of your body that it'll be able to actually keep up. So definitely something to keep in mind, rather than focusing on physiological benefits, how much VO2 max, oxygen carrying capacity, those thresholds, the limitations you have, rather than focusing on those and training those up. Just simply to focus on speed, distance, time. And expect everything else to follow suit. So I'm 1 mile into this run, or warm-up that I'm doing, and I'll be going into stride soon. I'm gonna kind of do the medium between two variables that I was extending. My last treadmill run that I did with intervals, I was extending the time at a high pace of the strides. And then the last actual run that if you look at the indoor track run that I did, I was multiplying the amount of reps I could do of that interval, repetitions. I went up to 8. So I'm gonna do 0.1 miles at my high fast pace, which is gonna be a killer, and I'll do 5 reps of those. In quarter-mile increments. The last repetition, I'll end with that recovery, finish up that quarter-mile interval increment, and then go for that 20-mile or 20-minute tempo pace, which right now I'm gonna lock in at well, this is the first time I'm doing it, so I don't want to be too aggressive. I want to be able to finish it. And hopefully this will be a reference for me. I'll do a similar workout later and be able to actually push it. So I'm going to try to lock that tempo pace in at 8 point. This is hard. 2. I'm just gonna go for it. I'm gonna die. And after that 20 minutes, cool down. 1.5 miles. And I think I'm probably just gonna finish this course, however much remains. But at just an easy pace once I finish that 1.5 mile cool down. So that's the plan. There it is right there. Be starting in less than 0.2 miles. 5 stride segments, repetitions, fast pace, quarter-mile intervals. I'm not too worried about heart rate, even though I'm glad to have it displayed up on the screen. Again, it's a good reference. I won't be changing the workout based upon the information displayed though. It's not the goal of this one. Alrighty, 0.1 mile. Begin that first interval. Almost there. Time to die. Granted, that's my first interval, but since I've been practicing that pace, it felt so much easier. I was able to keep a really good form. I don't want to speak too soon, but it'll be a goal to do the same thing in the coming 4 repetitions. About to start the next one. Second repetition of 5. Just 3 more. This is really good in the feeling awful sense that I'm able to actually recover with the run. All right, almost next interval. Number 3 of 5. There it goes. All right, halfway there, a little over. 2 more. If you're joining along at your own speed, you can join by time intervals. Still stretch yourself by perceived exertion. The intervals are at fast. Recovery interval is at slow. All right, and here it goes. 4th of 5. Sorry, one more. That was the distance. Recovering in not an optimal way. I'll try to finish that last one. I'm gonna nail the last one. Even with the slowdown at the end, at least a few seconds. Almost, here it goes. Time to die. If I do a similar workout next time, I'm gonna try to do this exact same interval strategy with all the same metrics. See if I can actually kill it. Execute the workout without any shortcuts, like standing on the track and holding onto the handrails. All right, I have a clock here that's super visible to me, a little bit more than the one on the screen. I'm gonna use that as my 20-minute clock, so 2 minutes from now. Considering this workout just now, the intervals, I'm gonna hold a steady 8. I'll be breathing hard, heart rate will be up, very high. That's okay. On a positive note, especially in those first 2 intervals, I felt strength in my toes and toe spring like I've never felt. So there's improvement. It is there. It's just not developed yet. Not reliable. I am functioning though currently on, I would almost say, perfect sleep. Adequate number of hours. That is after a few days, so I would say the last day and a half I've been adequate sleep. And a little extra just to catch up for the previous days before that. The lack of. All right, 3 seconds. I'll be hitting 8 exactly. 8 miles an hour is one of those weird numbers that's very similar to the minute per mile pace, which is just under 8. All right, already starting to feel that this is not really a relaxing type of stable run or sustainable. It's gonna be some work. Try to pick my cadence up a bit. A little bit of intentionality there. Minutes in. To tempo pace, 20 minutes. I'm thinking I'll do 4-minute intervals and then 1 minute off. Four, 3, 2, 1. On the one hand, it's a fail. On the other hand, it's going to be a goal and benchmark for the next time I can actually complete it. But then also on the positive note, I'm getting practice miles at the speeds I want, which that becomes body memory rather than running slow all the time at challenging paces and intervals. "20 seconds too." It's definitely not feeling comfortable, that's for sure. 10 seconds too. 5, 3, 2, 1. 4 minutes on. This interval, I'm gonna keep in mind that straight spine. A little bit more of that knee drive and knee pull. One minute in. All about that efficiency, which I'm not feeling. I gotta feel it. You gotta work it, or else you won't have it. Gotta practice it, or you won't race it. One and a half more minutes at this pace. I'm gonna focus on that knee pull, knee drive. One minute. Forty seconds. Thirty seconds. Ten seconds. One, go. 1 minute break. Yeah, it's the unfortunate thing. In the easy tempo or zone 3 tempo, time goes quick, you lose yourself. But when you're pushing, you feel that time by the second. It just makes it hard. "35-second race break. Mouth is so dry too. "20 seconds. Gonna focus on breath. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, go. I'm gonna do a 2 out. Actually, 2 in, 3 out. That alternates the steps of the breath. Gets yourself in a rhythm that's harder to break. It's 1 minute in. Two minutes in. One and a half more. One more minute. Forty seconds. Breathe. 30 seconds. Twenty. 10. Recover. Definitely not sustainable. It's good. "40 seconds. Final interval at tempo. Just theoretically the max tempo you can sustain for an hour. I just think of a race without the sprint finish. 20 seconds. All right. 10 seconds, and then run it like you're laying it all down on the line. 4, 3, 2, 1, go. 3 minutes left. Run like the finish line is around the corner. A long corner. Two minutes left. Run like your legs don't exist. Just the mind. One minute, run like you see the finish line. That's all that matters, that finish line. Thirty seconds. Twenty seconds. 10 seconds. 2, 1, go. All right, recover. Whatever it takes, just recover. Hard work of the run is done. To complete the workout, unfortunately, I'll have to run further than this course. And I'm not going to count it as an actual split time for this. I believe it's the Javornik course, so it says at the bottom. Just because not all the steps are there, as you can see. But I got some very excellent miles in, or time in, at very challenging, fast paces, which is awesome. I'm gonna bring that tempo down, speed down. All right. Once it hits 5.6 miles for me, I'll begin that 1.5 mile cool down. Heart rate is low. It doesn't feel that way. The breath is definitely still high. 0.05 miles and then start that cool down. which the point of this cool down now is really just to loosen the muscles. I'm just afraid that it's not going to feel easy like it usually would, but hopefully by the end of the cool down it will feel easy. I keep alternating shoes. I have a pair that's good for distance, has a lot more heel support. And the current pair that I'm wearing are a lot more aggressive. A drop shoe, which means it's designed for the toe off. I wanted to use them just because of those fast intervals I was doing towards the beginning of the workout. Really trying to develop some of that strength and elasticity in my calves and ankles, Achilles tendon. Just because that's something that's new for me, I'm not doing any additional leg strengthening, like weights at the moment. Once I'm more comfortable, I'll start implementing some extra squats, maybe some plyometric boxes with spring jumps, but not there yet. Definitely not. If you try to do everything at once, which might be worth sharing, I've done everything at once before, actually between 3 things. Doing full 12-mile run sessions on my toes, combined with hour-long weekly jump roping sessions, actually alternating single feet, and strength and squat exercises on top of that. I felt super developed and I suppose at a peak strength is what it felt like, but it's super random during a long run I was running. One of my tendons just simply gave out, stretched. It took me 2 months to recover. There's a difference between developing with recovery and just pushing limits without that recovery or attention to actual physical development. So I'm interested to see whether it actually counts those extra steps and miles. I don't think it is. So right now, I'll just say I ran half a mile. I got 1 more, so 10 minutes from now. This cool down will be over. If you're done, feel free to be done. Thank you for joining. You can look forward to the next training session live 2 days from now. I might do a run in between, just very easy, 4 miles tomorrow. But if I do it, it won't be online. Remaining minutes, I'm gonna try to lower down that heartbeat. minutes to go. Can hardly talk. Mouth is so dry. Seven minutes to go. If I could get my heart rate to 165, 164, it'd be awesome. So I'm definitely cooling down, feeling comfortable at this 6 mile per hour pace. So that's a good sign that I'm capable of the load training session itself. I think what definitely showed through in this workout was my lactate threshold. Wasn't able to expel in the bloodstream all the lactate buildup. So that has definitely, there's definitely room to heighten that threshold, the lactate threshold. Supposedly there are two, but I have yet to figure out what exactly those two mean for me and where exactly they're at. The only way to really find out is to understand the session workouts and some of the different precise intervals or mechanics that you're trying to bring in. Some sort of type of bodily speed or mechanics that you might need to really almost have a scientific approach of where those caps are. And rather than have to have all the lab equipment, masking, and ability to measure oxygen levels and lactate meters and drawing blood during your session, there are just natural ways that your body gives cues to those different thresholds. For example, right now I'm breathing heavier. I'm not able to just speak continuously in sentences, so very brusque. I'm definitely above my zone 2 threshold right now. I have less than 4 minutes left. About 3.5. So even though the screen might be incredibly boring right now, maybe some of that information is helpful if you're still tuning in. I don't mind myself being attentive to that type of data during training. I think it's so important to have an awareness of where you're at in training, a couple of reality checks along the way. I would say the past few days, just during the normal course of the day, have been reality checks or I've been keeping in mind, like, how's my recovery going right now? Am I ready for the next session? Or am I tired? There's a difference between being tired and then feeling lazy. Lazy is good. Lazy is healthy. Like where you're feeling sluggish and you know you could do a workout, but it would really hurt. You just don't want to. That's different than having just having the feeling like you could definitely execute the workout. Speed isn't an issue, but you're just feeling mentally drained. It's different. And there are different cues for each person, but that's what it is for me. One and a half more minutes to cool down. So this course just wasn't long enough to complete the workout. It's interesting. Could have picked a longer one. Less than a minute. I'm overall very pleased with this workout. There was a lot of stretching going on as far as doing what wasn't easy. Faster paces, longer intervals, good stuff. Looking forward to actually executing next time. Thank you for joining. That completes today's session. See you next time, 2 days.